All right, what is up? Welcome back to another ride with me to the gym. Today is a Friday. Per the usual for the current training block, it's a full body day, and each of the full body days does have a bit more of a lower body or upper body bias, and today is more of an upper body bias. The lift that I am looking forward to the most out of today's workout is this earthquake bar, or I think some people will also call it a bamboo bar overhead press. It's a movement where you're pressing up overhead, which sounds simple enough. However, the bar that you use is made out of bamboo. I think it's actually legit called the earthquake bar. Can't remember which company makes it, but it really forces you to use a lot of stability because you hang weights off of the ends with bands. But that's probably not what you're here for, to know my exact workout. I want to talk today about how I believe that growth is not guaranteed just from doing something for a long time. Where this is coming from most recently is listening to some commentary from sportscasters that were talking about the Chicago Bears head coach, Ben Johnson. And while I didn't hear the specific comments that he made, what a couple of the podcasts that I listened to have talked about has been the fact that in a recent press conference, Ben Johnson, who had a very successful year as the first-year head coach of the Chicago Bears, commented that he felt like he's a better play caller than he's been, or something along those lines. He's gotten better as a play caller. And one of the commentators on this podcast said, well, yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for a long time, so of course he's going to be better at it. And I have a very different perspective on that, and I'll try to do the best that I can to really keep it within the lanes of fitness and specifically working out and training, lifting weights, because I really believe that this applies outside of the fitness realm too. Just because, and let me back up for a second, I am coming at this from the lens of a coach who wants to intentionally empower people, and a part of that empowerment is helping people understand, helping you understand that you own your results, and really underneath that layer, you own your effort. So while I want to encourage you, I also want to be realistic and remind you, just because you do something for a long time doesn't mean that you just automatically get to be better at that thing. I think that what it takes in order to get better at the thing that you're doing for a long time is, number one, to actually document what you're doing, to track what you're doing. So if you are going in and you have been utilizing, for the most part, there's always going to be some one-off somewhere. For the most part, if you are going in and you're still using the same exact weights for the same exact movements that you have for the past couple of years, then there's a chance that you may not really be getting better and seeing progress from that particular movement, because you're not adjusting and challenging yourself more based on what you now have the ability to do. So you will easily get caught up in this fallacy that, well, I've been going to the gym consistently for the past 2 years, or I've been working out. So you're working out at home. I've been doing that consistently for the past 2 years. So that means that I've been getting better over the past 2 years. It doesn't. If you've been doing something for a long time, you likely have gotten more comfortable with it, but comfort doesn't guarantee that you're getting better at the thing. There needs to be an understanding of what weights have you been using, what has been what we call the proximity to failure for those particular weights. So let's use something like a shoulder press. If the 20-pound dumbbells, you could do those for 10 reps, and you have been able to use those same 20-pound dumbbells and get those same 10 reps over the past 2 years, and you haven't attempted to use 12-pound dumbbells, or excuse me, you haven't attempted to use 25-pound dumbbells or 30-pound dumbbells because you've been afraid that you won't be able to lift those for a full 10. You're thinking to yourself, man, eight reps isn't really going to do it. So you just continue to do the 20-pound dumbbells for the 10 reps. I would challenge that you've actually gotten better, that you've actually gotten the results that you're looking for, because you haven't taken the time to actually challenge yourself to get out of the zone that you are currently in. So one, it's making sure that you're actually paying attention to the equipment and the weight that you're using. Are you working to try to get out of that comfort zone that you're currently in? And then also two, and I'll wrap this up, this will probably end up being a podcast episode on Help Me Understand, or on the new podcast that starts in July, Make Fitness Make Sense. The second thing then would also be, just because you may repetitively do something doesn't mean that the conditions around you haven't changed. So this one probably delves a little bit more outside of just lifting weights. This is more like staying consistent with your fitness and your nutrition habits, what I call your foundational fitness habits. Eat well, sleep enough, exercise regularly. Let's use sleep for an example. Just because you've been very specific about the wind down routine that you have, you always do that same thing, you've done that for the past couple of years, doesn't mean that you've gotten better, or that your sleep has gotten better quality, you've gotten better quality sleep, or anything along those lines. If the conditions around you have been changing and they've actually been potentially demanding that you sleep maybe a little bit more. Maybe it's been conditions around you that require you to show up with a bit more energy, but you've been like, well, but I've been consistent with my 7 hours of sleep. Maybe you need 8 hours of sleep, and the way that that's showing up is that you're finding yourself really lethargic midday or whatever it might be. There's just a whole host of things. I'm starting to ramble now, and these are supposed to be more around like the 5 to 7 minute mark, so we're a little bit over that. I started a little bit at an earlier spot in the road than I normally do. I just wanted to share that, and again, this will probably turn out to be a whole podcast episode, or at least a pretty lengthy topic, because doing something over and over and over again does not guarantee that you are going to be better at that thing. It just guarantees that you will be potentially more comfortable at that particular thing. And as many of us believe, I was going to say as many of us know, as many of us believe, growth typically doesn't happen from comfort. Comfort happens from comfort. All right, let's get into the gym. We're going to go lift. If you're lifting,